What?
You support Charlie Kirk being killed?
Yes, I do.
I would have killed him myself. You would have killed him yourself. Okay.
You retards.
It's time we ride.
You look like a thumb. The fuck are you doing?
It's time for civil war.
That's gay. I'd argue that's barely gay.
Well, because, and it just was, well, again,
Again, people trying to start a civil war over Charlie Kirk is extremely cringe.
Bingle bongle dingle dangle, yickety doo, yickety da, ping pong, lippy tappy doo.
He said he was gonna kill me when he see me. He gonna die with me. I ain't going out alone.
A lot of people don't understand why a lot of people are mad about that Charlie Kirk or don't really care about Charlie Kirk. And I'm not one of those people that don't care or wish death upon him in any way. I'm not. But I can understand and I can get why those people feel that way. Not saying I agree with it. Oh my God, if somebody clips this out of context.
For the love of God, please,
I don't agree with it, but I understand. In order to understand people, you have to see things from their point of view and probably walk in the shoes they walked. I have walked in some of those shoes that those people have walked, aka me being a black person, a black African American in America. What do I mean by that? Now, when Charlie Kirk says things like, well, I think Martin Luther King is a bad person. I believe that he should not be having a national holiday.
as far as what I said, yes, I mean, Martin Luther King, happy to go into it, very troubled past, you know, well-known rapist.
That he very well might have encouraged and laughed while a woman was being raped in a hotel room in one of his very famous orgies.
That claim in the FBI document is clearly a special kind of stupid lie because the FBI was doing wiretap audio recordings. So anything saying that Dr. King looked on is a lie because you can't see anyone doing anything with audio. I think that should be clear to most thinking people, okay? Audio doesn't work that way.
how the fuck is you gonna tell me about some shit you ain't never seen, bitch ass nigga?
Around MLK in the modern era. Now, some myths are important, Jason. I think people that we lift up should be Washington.
You mean the same George Washington had 317 slaves, nigga? Okay. I mean, I guess he made the country, so whatever.
George Washington don't give a fuck. All y'all niggas is hating on me. You can shut the fuck up and need to understand that I'm commander-in-chief. And I be chiefing, nigga. I be smoking the best weed. And look at my new trifold hat. Y'all got snapbacks, nigga? I got trifolds, nigga.
Should be Lincoln, should be Jefferson.
Oh, you mean Thomas Jefferson, who actually raped his slaves and had over 600, which was more than any other United States president in history.
Fuck, nigga.
You know, I kind of seen some irony here because, you know, since Thomas Jefferson raped his slaves and, you know, he's claiming that MLK raped a lady or was looking at a lady while she was being raped, shouldn't you have that same type of smoke for, you know, Thomas Jefferson?
Ironic.
If you're so fair and balanced and by all objective accounts, he was doing that, should not he be remembered for what he did for the country? Oh, just because he raped and has few slaves, oh, that doesn't matter. But Dr. Martin Luther King, he gave people civil rights, and he also had a couple orgies every now and then and cheated on his wife. Get nasty person, get him out of here.
Hold this real quick. Yo, no disrespect.
He cheated. He's such a bad person. How does the wife feel? She's fine with it. So then shut your fucking mouth. It's not your relationship. She's come out and said, I got an issue with it. Our bond was special. No problems. It's not your place. The way people talk about cheating, you would think it's fucking murder. Oh, you know, this man freed 1 billion slaves. Stop the aliens from taking over the world. He cheated on his wife. What a fucking loser.
Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true.
Was he a good man? Was this black man a good man? And they're using the fact that he cheated against him. It's the exact same tactic that the FBI used to try to discredit Martin Luther King at that time. It says a lot that you use the exact same lingo that the feds used to try to discredit his message during the civil rights movement. You have, in a way, taken up the very role that the oppressive FBI used against Martin Luther King.
In 1999, in Shelby County, Tennessee, the King family sued the United States government, specifically through an agent. And the specific one that did the suing was Martin Luther King's wife. They sued the government for conspiracy to commit wrongful death and won. So in a civil court, they officially decided the government did kill MLK.
I never even knew that, man.
Yeah,
that is wild. and that's not even news. Like,
no,
wow, I had no idea. That's not common knowledge.
He actually gave us more race focus and less emphasis on character and conduct.
I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
He would actually be closer to a race Marxist.
For all of you claiming that Martin Luther King was a communist-leaning Marxist fan, all this other crap, just like Charlie Kirk saying he was a race Marxist. Listen to Dr. King's own words from 1964 when he was on Face the Nation.
Dr. King, we'd like to ask you about alleged communist infiltration of the civil rights movement, and we'll get to that subject in just one moment. Dr. King, it's been alleged that you have been slow to sever your ties with alleged communists in the civil rights movement, even after government officials have warned you against them. Would you comment?
Yes, I'm very happy that this question came up because I think it's time for it to be buried all over the nation, and I think it's unfortunate that forces of ill will have continued to raise this issue all over the South, and now other forces in the nation have taken it up. First, I'd like to say that communism is based on an ethical relativism, a metaphysical materialism, a denial of human freedom, and a crippling totalitarianism that I could never accept. It is in the Constitution of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference that no communist can be in the membership, certainly not in any official position, and we are very vigilant in grappling with this problem. And whenever my attention has been called to the presence of one who may have been influenced by the Communist Party in surrounding our organization, we immediately take a stand against it.
Does he not realize that African Americans wouldn't be here speaking on a public platform like YouTube, or even have the notion to actually have the rights to do this, if it wasn't for Martin Luther King Jr.? Now, another thing I disagree with him with is this fact that he said civil rights should have never happened. Now, I'm a person that likes context. So I wanted to do a full investigation as to what the hell he means by that. Because again, Martin Luther King helped pass the Civil Rights Act, which gave me the freedom and the equality to speak on the same level that other people in this country get to do.
You said the Civil Rights Act was a mistake. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so the parts of the Civil Rights Act were great, but the way it's now being implemented to force men in female bathrooms to push forward of the trans agenda, the intent of the Civil Rights Act is way beyond what it was originally authored for.
Well, surprise, surprise, I actually agree with Charlie Kirk about this.
You what?
The Civil Rights Act should not be used to force men to go in women's restrooms. Hell no, that's weird. We're not going to do that. However, the thing is, just because they created it with those clauses doesn't mean that that was their original intent of it. People are abusing it and using the Civil Rights Act wrong, at least they were at the time. Or at the time where, you know, they were forcing men to be in women's restrooms and all that crazy crap. Obviously, that's wrong. But the people who created the Civil Rights Act just wanted freedom, and they gave that freedom to most minorities in America.
Men playing in female sports. Believe it or not, the Civil Rights Act is now being used to keep men playing in women's sports. So the Civil Rights Act was used to help Black America originally. Totally get that. I'm a woman, therefore I can compete in your volleyball team. They come in with a civil rights claim. And so what we're saying is, no, it should be specified to racial, not gender.
Off the bat, sounds wrong. Sounds literally like, well, what are you talking about? So you don't want equality? Obviously, that's not what he means. There is more context to what he's saying. Another thing I actually disagree with him about is the fact that he was talking about George Floyd's death being a fentanyl overdose. I've actually talked about this extensively on my channel before, of course featuring this dipshit.
Completely fuck the place up. Do you think that's a fair response?
Oh, calm down, Jamal.
It's time for a civil war. Here's what I would like to see.
Don't classify me as a Democrat, Republican, none of that crap. No liberal, none of that. All right, please don't. I'm a person with common sense, and that's an independent thinker. And people like us look things up before we say things out of our mouth, because we don't want to just boldly assume that, oh, George Floyd died of just a fentanyl overdose without looking at the context of this situation, much like the left doesn't do when Charlie Kirk says things. They don't look at the context of this situation and realize that his knee was on his neck. So when your knee is on someone's neck for 10 minutes, you're probably going to die. Plus, with the fentanyl, caffeine, methamphetamine, all that being in his system, on top of the neck compression and a cop's knee being on his neck, that cuts off circulation and ventilation and makes it hard for a man to breathe, which will ultimately kill him. That's how he died. The doctor and the examiner said this, and that's one thing that I don't like that Charlie Kirk pushed. He pushed for Derek Chauvin to be free. Derek Chauvin, an actual convicted murderer of George Floyd. Again, no, George Floyd wasn't a good person. Okay, I get it. I understand. I agree with you on that. But we aren't going to sit here as Christians, or if you are so-called Christians, don't Jesus gives people another chance? Doesn't Jesus give people another chance to get things right? Even pedophiles. I hate to say it.
I think some pedophiles should just be killed.
What?
Amazing, brother. Pop off only on occasions, brother.
And I'd be hypocritical to sit here and say that, oh, I don't believe they even deserve to protect theirs. Now, in my heart of hearts, I really don't. But if God believes that, Jesus Christ himself believes that. He believes he can forgive all. He can forgive all. Apparently, he can forgive that. But that doesn't leave him free from the consequences of his actions or the law of the land that he must abide by. And if it was up to my law of the land, they would be dead. Maybe try to seek some like rehabilitation to try to fix their minds, because maybe that can be fixed. I don't know. I didn't really do research to it. But what I will say is that he was very wrong about this George Floyd thing. Charlie Kirk was extremely wrong about it. When it comes to the black community, maybe there's some things that Charlie Kirk actually did do and speak on positively about the black community.
400 black people are in the East Room being treated like royalty, and he has nothing but that to say. Are you kidding me? 400 are treated like Medal of Honor recipients. Because y'all are, by the way. You are heroes for what you're doing, because you see the backlash. You read the comment section on the CNN live feed, what they're saying about you. How much do they get paid? That's what they're saying. Where did they find these people? I didn't know that Craigslist existed for paid actors for Trump rallies. But guess what? There's nothing more real than you. Because it's so hard.
I don't believe Charlie Kirk is racist, but I believe he is racially ignorant. I believe he's extremely racially ignorant. He really doesn't understand. He would just say stats and statistics without even thinking about the history of those stats and statistics.